We'll bring you on things you might not know. We'll take you places you may never go. Put it all together on one show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Culture Vultures!
I am a very stylish girl.
How do I look?
Very good.
How do I look? How do I look? How do I look?
Very good. I must say I'm amazed.
I am a very stylish girl. A very stylish girl. A very stylish girl. A very stylish girl.
How do I look?
I am a very stylish girl.
How do I look? How do I look? How do I look?
Very good. I must say I'm amazed.
I am a very stylish girl. 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 I am a very stylish girl.
How do I look? How do I look? How do I look?
Very good. I must say I'm amazed.
I am a very stylish girl. 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 I am a very stylish girl.
Page Tim here from Culture Vultures. We have the honor of being at En-Som-Bel at Water Street Studios, and tonight they had a great event that showcased fashion from mixed media from all over the world. 5 countries were represented, and we are just so very pleased to be with Sharon Sitka. So I appreciate you being here and having the time to speak with us.
Yeah.
I would like to start with a question. Why Tokyo?
Well, Tokyo, there's a lot of reasons why Tokyo. One, my kids are fascinated with Tokyo. We did all kinds, I know a lot about the Japanese culture. My sister's into it. It's just something I follow, and I find it very intriguing. And some of the real heavy stuff that's been on my mind is the whole Fukushima thing. And one of the things that really is heavy on my mind is I'm watching because they just closed down 54 reactors, and all these people are fighting in this, old, rich, culturally rich society to not turn them back on.
That's amazing, though, that your inspiration is from something that is so cultural and so significant now. Was that your intention, or?
Yes, everything I do is extremely deep. It has a lot of meaning down to every material I put into my piece. And the thing that was really hit me was this hopeful feeling, because if they're shutting down 54 reactors and they might come up with an alternate source, this would be a major thing for the rest of the world. So I'm watching it with great hope, and it was something that really captivated me, so I really want to get into that.
Yeah. Is that something that comes out in your work normally? Because I know that this is not the usual medium for most of the artists this evening. And I think that was one of the things that was so fascinating about tonight.
Yeah, it was a great challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, all my work, whether it's clothing, which is new to me, or sculpture, I'm a mixed media sculptor.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. And everything has a really deep-seated, well-thought-out meaning, and like I said, even down to the paper, to the wire, what type of papers I use, what wires, what metals I use, and how I treat them.
That was interesting. One of the pieces that I think that was one of my favorites, and I can't say that it's completely my favorite because there are many other artists that I need to interview. However, that piece that you did with the rice paper and the wire, it was a walking Japanese lantern, and I just thought you really captured the beauty and the culture and the history and everything with that one piece. So it was, I think, and I could tell, I was watching the crowd, and I think that people took a pause.
That was really intense for me. Doing research and stuff and watching the different colors of kimonos, what they wear, how they wear them. It just fascinates me following other cultures. And I like to follow things like that and just see how they see things, and then maybe it'll make me see things differently. And it was really important to me to make this transparent kimono, because it wasn't the kimono that we were seeing, we were actually seeing the individual. So the kimono wasn't representing in that point, it was seeing through it, where you can see the actual individual.
Right.
And that was really important to me. And then I used the rice paper as accents, and the rice paper is unforgiving strength. And you make marks on it and stuff, and you have to be very deliberate, and that was really, I needed that strength to shine through. And then the Japanese lace paper is one of the strongest papers out there, but it's so delicate. And that's how I see that culture. So it was really quite impressive. And then the wire, I love wire because I can shape wire into any shape I want. Any. And working around my daughter for months at a time, making this piece was really exciting. And I actually drew this piece, and it actually became the piece that I drew.
That is so great, because a lot of times I understand that it changes. Okay, here's my first draft, but then once you get started, so it feels like you're very focused on your vision, and your vision actually did.
Oh yeah, I was so excited. I made this full piece. and then I had to cut it in half. And when I cut it in half, it actually, the pieces come apart and can hang on the wall in front of the mat.
So you have another piece from this as well.
It is, and I was like, yes! When I cut it in half, I was like, this is awesome. This is actually doing what I wanted it to do. So it can be worn, and it also can be worn, you know, be on a wall.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know, a beautiful piece of artwork.
It is. It is. So the metal look that you did with your piece for the show tonight.
That was another great experiment. I had to figure out what kind of metal I could adorn this person in so it wasn't weighing her down. I couldn't use aluminum, which was lighter because it didn't distress.
Yeah.
So I actually went, I look in all these unusual places. So I peruse craft stores, hardware stores, trying all these things, bringing them home, testing them. And I found these 18-inch sheets, 18 by, I don't know, 12-inch sheets of tin that people make tin.
Flashing.
Well, no.
Or no.
It's at the craft store. They make these little tin nail pictures.
Yes. Okay.
And I was like, whatever. So I got home and I got these special tools and everything. I was going to cut it. And then I realized I bought a cheap pair of scissors at the dollar store and I cut my patterns with scissors.
Yeah.
And then I started testing out waters, misters.
Oh, yeah.
And it was rusting, but I needed a little bit of a black background, so I used this chemical called Black Max, I don't even know. And it blackens the metal. And then I was playing with acrylic, and the more water you put in the acrylic, it would rust and have the color.
So you have
and
patina.
so it was a lot of fun to watch, and I did sections at different points of time so that there would be different levels of rust and discoloration. I really wanted to portray that yellow rain, that acid rain that everyone's questioning, because this is all about questioning nuclear power. And whether yellow rain is true or not,
it still has to.
I wanted to pose that question. I wanted to make people uneasy about it. I really wanted people to think about it.
Right. I think that's something that is clear in your work, and that's something that drives you, to do what you do. Because anyone can, put together something. Oh, okay, I went to the hardware store. Look at it, I'm so crafty. But you actually have a social message, which I think is really great. But you're not in people's face about it. It's just, hey, let's put this thought out there.
Work a lot of my problems out in my art, my questions, my life experiences. It's just, and I think that gives my art great integrity. It gets to, what I think.
Yeah, no, I do believe that it came out in the show tonight. So I did.
Very excited.
It was very successful. So thank you. I am going to sign off. Chim here from Culture Vultures, and I am here to show
Thank you.
very much. Thank you. I appreciate the time tonight.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Chim here from Culture Vultures, and I have the honor of being here with Andrea, who Andrea has been such a large part of this evening tonight. And Andrea, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you contributed to the show.
Thank you. I'm from Chicago originally, and I just recently retired from a long career teaching Fashion at the Art Institute in Chicago.
Fantastic.
And so now I'm on my own and I'm reinventing myself, getting back into fashion.
That's
And I'm having a great time.
Oh, wonderful. And you know what? It shows, and there's so much joy in the evening tonight. There was. So the show had so much joy in it, and it seemed like there was a lot of thought put into it in terms of where you're going to go with it, all the different things. How did you come up with it, and what was your involvement? Because I know you're a key piece.
Well, my involvement was really working on the fashion show. And I think when Rita and Catherine had pulled the show together and decided that they wanted to have a fashion show component, through Michelle, she pulled me in because of my experience in magic and asked me if I would be interested. Of course, if you mention fashion show, I love the idea.
Of course, yes, me too.
And so I came to we had an initial meeting with coffee and sweets, and of course that always is wonderful. And it didn't take much convincing. I mean, I love Water Street Studios. I love what they do here. All the people are fabulous, and it gave me an opportunity to become a real part of it, even though I'm not an artist who has a studio.
That's okay, because it seems like, to me anyway, you were kind of the overarching theme of the show, which brought in more credibility to the show in a town like Batavia. And this is the first time that we've ever done this, which is really exciting. And I got so many comments, just overhearing and directly as well, that people felt like they were in Chicago or New York, and that they were so pleased that it was just Batavia. So that's what I think that's what we brought to the table here, and I know that it's sincerely appreciated.
It's a joy to do it. I think with anything and what anybody does that's natural to them, if you enjoy doing it, it comes off easy. For me, it was wonderful to meet more talented clothing artists too, from this area, because the majority of them were from around here. And I talked to my reservations thinking, well, what are we going to get? Because I wasn't sure about the work. And I'm so wonderfully surprised by the design quality, by the execution quality, by the professionalism of every designer that was involved in it, and the models they chose, and it just worked out so well.
I thought it was seamless.
So now I've got a lot of good ideas about where we can take the next step and involve more fashion and more just fun kinds of things that we can do.
Isn't that more? It's just so exciting to just get a vibe, you get some inspiration from things like this. And one of the things that I really liked about this show and that I was drawn to was that it had that fashion edge to it, which everyone, no matter who they are, they are interested in that. So because it's accessible, I mean, I'm doing a lot of talking here, but I mean, maybe, what is your take on, getting yourself involved in a project like this with fashion? Will you continue to do something like this in fashion? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I think that it's a wonderful thing to do. And it's fun to do. It's not only taking up time, but it's about meeting the people. It's about bringing another level of enjoyment, performance, whatever you want to call it. It's entertainment to a degree, but I think it's entertainment with a focus of something that, either one can wear or one can dream you'd like to be in that.
Right.
And that's always so much fun to do. It's like when you get a fashion magazine and you start looking through it, we always make that association with, I want to look like her, or I need to have that dress, or those shoes are fat. Right. And to have it right in front of you, and what I liked about the runway, how we designed that here, was that it was so intimate. Everybody had a front row seat.
Yes.
And the girls and guys went right down the center. You could see the quality of the stuff. You could almost touch the fabric. It was great.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like this far away distant thing.
No, it felt very visceral. That was one of the things that I just caught on right away.
And I really, working with Nate with the music, we had talked about the different pieces that each city would have its own section. And within that city section, there were different designers. And some designers decided that they would have the same music, and some decided to break it up according to what they were doing. And it worked out very well, and I think that it also gave the designers an opportunity to be expressive again on one more level in sound. And it just worked very well. I also felt that I wanted to bring a real element of sophisticated fashion here. In other words, I didn't want a voiceover saying, here comes the pretty green dress, right, da-da-da-da, right. That's so old to me. And having all the models also rehearsing with them so that they had a pace. The pace remained the same. I didn't want them to really make it feel like a bar show. Right. So they needed needed to be focused. They needed to really think about what they were doing and count their time and listen to the music. And I think that adds another level too. So people might have felt that they had a brief moment in New York Fashion Week right now, or wherever it's going on, because it is going on right now.
I know. That's what's so fantastic about the timing about this, is because it is going on, and I have been just a crazy person ever since I did my first piece on a sewing machine when I was 4 years old. And so I've always followed it and love it. But one of the things that I really appreciated with this show is the fact that not only was it visual, but it also was audio, and then there's almost a touching kind of quality to it too. Tactile. Yeah, tactile, exactly. Thank you. So what a beautiful show. It's not, fashion shows don't do that, and it's very dry, and it's very this and this and this. I really liked the way that this was done. In fact, I do think, and I'm talking too much because this is an interview about you, I'm going to cut this out, stuff this is an interview with you, but the fact that, I don't know, this could be a new genre for fashion shows. You know?
I think the whole world of fashion right now, I mean, it's very high level, that is very expensive, and also takes a lot of money to operate a video. And then you've got, I would say, almost like a new birth of independent designers, younger designers. They don't even have to be young, but they're energized to enter the fashion world at their own pace, doing it their own way, and more intimate fashion shows are happening this way. They might be salons, they might be in someone's home, they might be in a garden, and we don't necessarily need to have large expensive runway, or that you need a lot of set design or whatever. It's more about the garments. It's about the mood you put the people into, with the music, with the lighting, and it's that memory, that powerful memory that takes place and really captures the heart of what everybody in the room is excited about. And that's wonderful.
Oh, it is very exciting, and I'm going to say thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the time that you had. Spending.
When you really have time, I can tell you about some fabulous fashion shows I've been at my whole career. From things in Paris and Milan and whatnot. It'll be fun.
I'm going to faint. I am going to faint, literally. I love you. This may not be on camera, or it might be. So, thank you. This is Chim Chim from Culture Vultures. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And the show was fantastic. It exceeded expectations. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Good night. Hey, Chim Chim here from Culture Vultures, and I have the pleasure of being with the winning team of tonight's event, En-Som-Bel. So I am going to let people introduce themselves as we go along here.
Madeline Jenkins designed this outfit. Patricia DeBoo and Christopher Sparks.
I'm Jared Protz. I model for Patricia.
So I would like to ask you guys, you are the main designers of the show, so I'd like to ask you a little bit about your inspiration. So can I start with you?
Sure. I was inspired by the sort of clash of modern and historic in London. There's sort of slick phone box looking thing, and then the sort of regal, the royalty looking kind of pearls and tea time.
I love it. And you know what's so great about it is there are some subtleties here, but they shine. And another thing that I really appreciated about tonight, and I hope you guys did as well, is that there was such an intimacy with the show, and you don't get that a lot. So, and especially here in Batavia. So I think that this video really stepped up tonight. So, So I would like to get to you as well as far as your contribution to this evening, and we had the pleasure of meeting the other night, so I appreciate that as well.
You want my take on the show?
I would love it.
I designed the weather aspect of London. And so my model Jared pulled it off brilliantly. Really incorporated the whole concept of weather as being a very wet, weatherly atmosphere of city. I didn't want to just focus on the rain, the fog, so much as how the architecture moves out of that. So we had some architectural elements out there as well.
It seems like you just get a feel for it. The weather may be like a stage, but it just really brings everything else out, and I felt that with the designs.
We tied it in. We each designed our pieces separately, but then we sat down and pulled them together because she had this idea already of this red slicky leather, and I was like, oh, that's awesome because we're both dealing with sort of raincoat materials.
That's great. Thank you. Would you like to expound a little bit about your contribution as well?
Yeah, what I did was this arch, which is kind of a pseudo-Gothic arch made of industrial materials. They're by, kind of a nod to the Industrial Revolution, London being the epicenter of that.
Yes.
And interestingly, the whole textile industry kicking off the Industrial Revolution, so I thought it was perfect for this night of fashion, where we went from, in the Industrial Revolution, bringing us from handmade fabrics into kind of the worst of what could come of it, which is this plastic sheeting with printed lace on it. And so I really love the combination of fashion being something temporary and always changing, in contrast to architectural elements. So, the figures, kind of contemporary figures in the drawings in architectural elements, not Gothic arches. Same here, we had our models posing in this arch, and the drawings over there kind of have the same theme. So it all tied together. Thanks. And all our ideas of seeing the grittiness of London and the combination of contemporary culture and its history really came together.
Yeah, it was really interesting because we didn't plan.
Yes, there was no
it just meshed when we got together.
Yeah.
And we'd already created our designs and we sat down together and went, oh my goodness, we all have the same idea of London, this gritty culture, this subculture even, as England is well known for its punks.
Which even
with the music.
And you don't even have to go that far though. I really like that you brought in all those aspects that people don't necessarily think about when they think about London, such as your choice with fabric, industrial, and I love the fact that, and please tell me if I'm wrong and I'll edit this out because I'm in a silly head, but I like how the arch is reminiscent though of, the guards of the fact that the castle, and yet it's industrial and it's gritty, so you bring that grit, to the show. So it's just a really fantastic take on it.
And who we don't have here now is the jewelry designer, Kathleen Shannon, whose pieces were based on Dickens and upcycling old found objects.
Yeah.
So it also had that gritty nature to it, which they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And we were all glad that nobody had focused on the Olympics.
Let's just not.
I think this crowd is better than that. Oh, can I say that on TV? It's okay, because guess what? I'm saying it anyway. They are better than that. Our crowd is better than that. Jared, please tell us a little bit about your contribution for this evening as well.
I've known Patty and Matt for years. I've been best friends with Patty's oldest daughter for the past 10 or 12 years, so we're really close, and she asked me would I like to model for this, and I thought I've never modeled before, sure, and I knew whatever she created I would be happy to wear. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking at first just because I haven't done it before, and I treated it like a walking meditation. I just went and did it, and it was excellent, and I was very happy to be part of the team, help out anything I could.
Well, I have to comment on your walk and your presence, and especially at the end, you had some attitude. However, it wasn't overt, it was quiet, and yet you need to look at me now. So you did a great job, and I really, really loved the outfit as well. You really pulled it off. And
thank you.
Again, I mean, this show is called En-Som-Bel, which is a collaboration of many artists and doing something incredible, which we got to witness tonight. And I feel very grateful to be here tonight, as well as to be here with all of you as the winning team.
That's still sinking in.
Well, I'm sure it will take some time, but I appreciate the time that you spent with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chim Chim here, signing off from Culture Vultures at a fantastic event. Thank you.
I know everything hasn't been quite right with me, but I can assure you now, very confidently, that it's going to be all right again.
Chim Chim here from Culture Vultures, and we have the great honor to be sitting here with Marky Ramone.
Hi.
Hello. One of Brooklyn's favorite sons.
Yep, Brooklyn, New York.
True punk legend, iconic
thank you.
drummer,
Thank you.
Hall of Fame inductee,
Thank you.
and one of the original punk rockers of all time.
Well, thank you.
So, thank you very much for meeting with us.
Thanks.
We totally appreciate it. So,
I'm so humbled.
Forget about
You
it.
have to be.
Yeah.
No, it's forget about it.
Forget about it. Yeah, you gotta use those words and stuff. Yeah, you know?
Forget about it.
Oh, the bound.
Yeah,
There's the emphasis on the bound.
Yeah, don't even finish the.
No,
no,
see,
the
I think that's a Brooklyn thing, though.
It is,
because
without a doubt.
It definitely have like this Italian thing, and you emphasize more things. So.
Yeah, you know, it's. I would rather just forget about it.
All
right, we're ready.
Okay, so do you feel the Ramones were the first punk band ever?
CBGB's 74, 75. There were other bands that had punk elements, but they didn't. It wasn't as cohesive as the Ramones. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 into each song. There was no spaces. The look, the energy, the lyrical content. I mean, you know, there were groups before the Ramones, like the Stooges, MC5, that had punk elements, but their songs were slow. The MC5 are basically political, and Iggy's great, but I don't consider him just punk. He's a chameleon. Like, he jumped on the glam thing, which was great. It was great with Bowie. And then, you know, there was a time where it was the new wave thing, new wave Iggy. So he changes a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, more power to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, he definitely was a contributing factor, like I said, in punk rock.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess what I'm getting from that is that you really stay true to your craft then.
Oh, we did. Yeah. We did. We didn't change for anybody. A lot of punk bands in the late 70s started going disco because record companies wanted them to have a hit. And that ruined and destroyed a lot of their careers because the fans knew that immediately that they were jumping on a bandwagon, which we didn't do.
Yeah, it's jumping the shark. It's like, you know, Oliver and the Brady Bunch. Once he was introduced, it's like, show's over, right?
That's it.
So I read that the Clash and Sex Pistols were afraid of the Ramone.
They what?
Okay. Also, they had said that they thought that you guys would beat them up with chains. Is there any truth to this?
Well,
Please dispel.
I knew Sid well, and I know Glenn very well, Glenn Matlock. I knew Joe Strummer before he passed away. Did a whole tour with the Clash with my other band, Richard Helen of Waterweights, for a month.
Wow.
So they were afraid of New York punk rockers because I guess it was New York and movies they've seen about New
Your
York.
accent is coming out more and more as you speak. This is great.
So it's like it was the way we came off.
Yeah.
I mean, New York's the toughest city in the world. I'm not talking about, you know, fights and all that, because fighting's bad. But you know, there's just the toughness of the city. It's open 24 hours a day. It's a constant movement of energy, and it all it's in us, the way we talk, the way we move. So the Clash and the Pistols observed this, and they were very influenced by the New York punk scene, and it's evident in their approach to their bands and what they wanted to reveal to the world.
No, absolutely. Wow, that is.
But great bands,
revealing.
you know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
All right, tricky question. Would you like to work with Phil Spector again?
He's my he's my friend, but he's away. Phil, I knew till he went away.
Okay.
Would I work with him if he got out of jail next week? Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely would. But I can't mention it, but there's one thing we did together before, you know, he went away.
Was in,
Yeah, so when it comes to the time to talk about it, well.
Yeah, no, I think that's
But
good.
Phil never pointed a gun in the studio. It's just exaggerated nonsense. And even Ed Stasium, the engineer who produced a lot of our Ramones albums, was there. And I have him on tape saying that no one pulled a gun. He had them on him, but he didn't point them at us. So that's different.
It's media, just trying to make
No, it's exaggeration from Dee Dee Ramone. So, you know, he's the one who said that. You know, it didn't happen.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for dispelling that. All right,
I hate to ruin legends, you know, but it's a true story.
No, you know, history is the truth.
Yeah, you can't argue with it.
No, absolutely. All right, I know we got to wrap up, so just want to say that congratulations on your radio show.
Thank you.
Punk Rock Blitzkrieg.
Yes, and you can. I'm on Twitter, Facebook now, like everyone else.
Yeah.
Who knew? It's a Marky Ramone official Facebook, and you can Twitter me if you have anything you want to say.
No, that's fantastic, and we are so out of time. Just want to ask about your pasta sauce quickly.
Pasta sauce is Marky Ramone's Brooklyn Zone. I made it. When I moved out of my parents' house, well, when they threw me out, I was 18. I had to learn how to cook on my own. So eating spaghetti was the cheapest thing to make. So I was approached to make my own pasta sauce line, which is starting to get around a lot. But if you want, you can go to markyramone.com and order it. But
perfect.
It's spreading out like wildfire, and 10% goes to Autism Speaks, and that's what I like.
That is so important. Thank you so much. I just really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and I have my book will be finished this December. It'll be out September. It'll be out in 2013.
Okay. All right. Great.
And it's very comprehensive.
Looking so forward to that.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much. The time that you spent with us. You can see this probably on camera because I know that Chibo is dying over there. And Chibo, you know that I'm in love with you secretly. And it's true.
Oh, no.
Don't. We'd like to give you this commemorative gift, as well as one of our questions that we always like to ask on the show: Count Chocula or Frankenberry?
Count Chocula.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There you go. And
General Mills or Kellogg's?
This is
General
not.
Mills.
Wait, we're gonna have to black this out because it's not product endorsement. We have no affiliation whatsoever with General Mills.
But I loved it.
All right, I am going to wrap this up in 10 seconds or less. We would also like to give you the switchblade comb because
thank you.
You know.
I had a lot of switchblades that were taken away from me.
Hey, you know it's New York. You gotta protect yourself, and you might as well
No,
look
that
good.
was switchblade.
You might as well look good while you're
They
protecting
put you in
yourself.
jail.
With a comb. And
Switchblade.
all right. So.
Looks very original.
Well, we did crafted them ourselves. Actually, we didn't. And here's a bag that you can put all your stuff in.
Thank you.
And we just want to thank you profusely for this interview.
Anytime.
And really? Okay.
Yeah.
How about later? Thank you very much. And we're so looking forward to the show.
Thanks.
And just Chim Chim here from Culture Vultures signing off with Marky Ramone.
Bye. Hey ho, let's go.
And now we'll tell you the story of the pet cemetery.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Under the ark of the weather people, ancient goblins and warlords, caught on the ground now making good news. The smell of death is all around. And at night when the moon was low, the feeling right. I don't wanna live in this cemetery. I don't wanna live my life again. Yeah, I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't wanna live my life again. I followed Marky to a secret place. Yes, and I dream I can't escape. Molars and fangs are kicking up gold. Fierce moaning among the people. And I got one mother in the room. I don't wanna live I don't wanna live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't wanna live my life again. Ramone is of the age still. All of a sudden I feel you. Pictures breathing, but they're riding away. There's moaning and a ghost is blue. And at night when the moon is blue, promises keep hitting right. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I wanna live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't wanna live my life again. I don't. Oh, no. I don't wanna live my life. Oh, no, no, no.
Chim Chim from Culture Vultures, and we're here with Mr. Graves. Thank you very much for spending the time tonight. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Well, I'm going to get started with a couple of questions.
Okay.
Be pretty quick. I know you're busy tonight.
Hi, camera.
Hello. All right. So, how did you get to be friends with Marky Ramone?
Well, I toured with him when I was in the Misfits, and after the Ramones retired, he started a band called Marky Ramone and the Intruders. So we spent time together on the road.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, that's how we got to know each other.
That's great. Are you still in touch?
Yeah, I tour with Marky. I continue to tour with him. I start training for the tour in September, and I go out in October. We do 2 weeks in the U.S., and then we'll be on to South America. But yeah, I've been touring with him for 3 years. We just did a European and Asian tour. I spent time in Shanghai and Taiwan.
I love Asia.
Yeah, I got to spend some amazing time in Saigon, some time that truly changed my life. And we did a lot of touring in Eastern Europe and hit tons of places in Western Europe as well. I mean, the whole world.
Oh, that's
So,
fantastic.
yeah.
You're a busy guy then lately.
I don't have time to piss.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Truly, like I had to pee. I've had to pee for like 7 hours. I just haven't. Come on. I just have to say Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We're gonna run into Halloween.
All right.
Those are the guys from Grave Robbers, so they're very Halloween
Oh, that's
oriented.
fantastic.
They're
Yeah.
right there to get ready for their stuff.
Hey, yeah, are you guys ready for our interview? You know, just want to know East Coast, West Coast, what about here?
I think they're Middle Coast.
We're Middle Coast. We're Great Lakes.
We're on the side of it.
All right,
Which
cool.
is truly a coast.
Isn't it though?
Yes.
All right, fine. What was it like auditioning?
It was weird, because I didn't know what I was stepping into. I couldn't see the future. It's definitely different in retrospect, but I mean, at the time, it was just, I knew that there was opportunity. I sensed that. And so I just knew that I had to stay focused and disciplined and be better than, be better and more inspired than anybody else that walked in the door, and I would be all right. And I was.
Yeah.
Especially after Pete Steele from Type O Negative basically convinced the guys that, Dern, you found your singer and he's right here. So rest in peace, Pete Steele, and thanks for my life, yo.
That's great to hear. All right, so another question.
Come on through. Happy Halloween.
It's a Halloween show.
It's a Halloween show.
All right, so it's a usual question, standard question for our show.
Standard.
Yeah. Frankenberry versus Count Chocula.
Oh, Count Chocula every time.
Hands down.
Every time, just because I'm a chocolate guy, Frankenberry's tremendously delicious, but like I'm a chocolate guy, so.
You don't seem pink. I mean, we're all pink on the inside, but it's all right. All right, good, thank you. All right, last question.
Okay.
Name your top 3 bands.
Oh man, that's tough. Nirvana, my band, and everybody else's band.
That's fantastic. Well, actually, you haven't heard our band, so
But that's grouped in everybody else's band.
It is.
That's hard. That's a hard question
No,
to
it's
ask.
terrible. It's really not fair.
It's a tough one.
All right, I have a surprise question for you.
Okay.
How'd you get that scar in your...
I was water skiing and I fell ahead of the skis so far that I remember turning around, and as I got up out of the water ski came and clipped me right underneath my chin and opened up my mouth.
Did you get stitches?
I didn't. I kept on water skiing.
That's why you got the scar.
That's the truth.
Right on. It's all life.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you're living it, so I really appreciate your time tonight, and can't wait for the show.
Thank you. Happy
so much.
Halloween.
Thank you so much.
Happy
All right.
Halloween.
This
don't do the same. They both work as well, coming clean for Amy. Julie doesn't scream as well. The cops won't listen all night. And so maybe I'll be over as soon as I fill them all in. I can remember when I saw her last. We were running around and having a blast. We're having a blast. The backseat, the driving, so lonely without you. I know when you're home, I was thinking about you. There was something I forgot to say. I was crying on Saturday night. I was cruising without you. They were playing our song, crying on Saturday night. Yeah, girl. As the moon becomes the nighttime, you go viciously, quietly away. I'm sitting in the bedroom where we used to sit and smoke cigarettes. I'm watching you die. Oh, I remember when I saw her last. We were running around and having a blast. But the backseat, the driving is so lonely without you. I know when you're home, I was thinking about you. There was something I forgot to say. I was crying on Saturday night. I was cruising without you. They were playing our song, crying on Saturday night. Yeah, crying on Saturday night. Crying on Saturday night. Crying on Saturday night. Crying on Saturday Thank you very much. Everybody come back.
True love will find you in the end. You will find out just who is your friend. Don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love finds you in the end. This is a promise with the cash. Culture.